story you're narrating is not portrayed, it will not be played. Between us, as Africans and as black, we don't like the word nigger. But then, some of your promoters are the people from your culture and your race using that word. And sometimes we celebrate by trying to play it and say, oh, it's just a song. Yes, well, there are some that are defined and there are some that reduce your value. So when I look at all this thing is, what role can we play? What role are you playing? And so my mantra as a person is like saying, and I always say, but my blackness will say, God forbid bad things. But then I say, what is bad if you know, if you die, where you're going to? Because I'm here today, gone tomorrow. And for me, that's really my life matter. What can you do today before tomorrow? Can you change something? Can you empower people? Can you contribute? And you see, for those who read the holy books, you know that God gave you talent. Your talent is not given to you to hide under the table. Your talent was given to you for you to utilize and help other people. So if you have that talent and you're not using the talent, then you're denying the creator that has given you that innovation. And you're denying other people who may have picked from you by seeing what you are doing that enhances their own life. When you look at life, for me, is two sides. Either you're positive or you're negative. And it doesn't matter what side you are. I always say, even for what you call Shaitan, the devil, the evil one, they likewise go to the market to recruit their own. Right? So you might think, oh, this guy doesn't know what he is doing, but if I plan to kill you, I know what I'm doing. What I want to do is kill you. What I want to do is destroy your business. What I want to do is to make sure that you don't fly. So I know what I'm doing. It's you that think I don't know what I'm doing. Okay? So your best bet is to make sure that you deliver something that will protect you and prevent you from destroying your story and your plan. I asked one elderly man that I was with, I said, sir, no, he asked me, and said, Alistair, what's the meaning of opposition? And I was trying to quickly give him the answer, and he said, let me tell you, the meaning of opposition is for you just to disagree with what I say. That's it. In simple terms, disagree. Because if we agree, then we should be in the same political party, because we're talking about politics. So for you to be on opposition means that you disagree with what I say, and then that's why you're in opposition. So we are Africans, we are blacks, we want people to appreciate what we are doing, but we must amplify our story. And that's why I said, I'm grateful that we have something called the social media. We have this technology. How much can we use it to expose and bring out the stories that have suppressed the other side of the story that we want the world to know? Yeah. And we have this tool. And sometimes I think we as people know how to use something better than other people. But right now, if you still go onto this, you have to be mindful. What type of story are you going to see in? What type of story is going to be on it? And who's sharing that story? Okay? So, whatever is happening in Africa today that we want to complain about, and somebody accused us as Africans that this is what we do, this is our lifestyle, and we are all living here in London and saying, no, it's not correct, but we read the same story. Excuse me. The guy you're telling that is wrong, he lives outside your continent, and he too is reading the same story. Okay? So how then do you want to tell him no, it's wrong? No, we're not like that. When the negative stories, the suppressing stories are flying out almost every day. Our lady earlier spoke and said, no matter the negative situation in America, they say, God bless America. say, God bless your own country. Because sometimes we have this meaning of saying we profess something with our mouths. So if we're cursing ourselves, then if the curse follows us, then it is us that is cursing ourselves, isn't it? Because we open our mouth and we profess this thing that we are talking about. Can we change the narrative? Can we use our music, our movies, our culture, our talent to change the narrative? Can we look at what the other nations are doing, looking inward, closing their border? Because borders now are not opening to welcome people. People are closing their borders. Okay? And only God knows what the policy direction of many other nations will keep going forward. So as Africans and as black people, what are we doing to change the narrative? I sat down with a gentleman earlier and I said, let's look at our elected leaders. Are they really delivering that leadership that you elect them or select them or you appoint them to handle? Are they doing it? Or should we just look at our own energy individually and collectively and focus on what we can handle and then do it the best way that we can? Finally, as I begin to write up, I look at the situation in my life and other people around me. I tend to have followed much older people growing up. To say, in order for you to change something, you have to have the capacity to change it. And the truth is, if you don't have the capacity, you know you don't have the capacity, and nobody is going to force you to do it. So I'm a proud son of an African. I'm a proud son of a Nigerian. I'm a proud son of Uganda. I'm a proud son of a Kenyan, South Africa, whatever you may call it. And I see the golden opportunity that as individual people, we have to share our stories. We have to talk about our stories. I don't want to blame the West continuously because the West has handed over to us more than 50 years ago. And I was with one elderly former president and I just this week, and he was standing working strongly on his feet. And he's more than 90. I believe so. Okay? And even the man that we're celebrating today is 90 plus as well. So we can see how far our elders, our leaders, our parents have come through fighting. I absolutely believe the Prof has fought more battles than all of us put together. Okay? So maybe actually the more battle we find, the more we may end up living longer. Okay? Because these people fought the battle. So we talk about handing good things to the next generation. Yeah. Who are the next generation? Is it our own children? Or is it the next person that you meet? Giving him what you know, sharing what you know with him, so that they can amplify that story. So each one of us has a role to play. Either through our culture, through our movies, through our music. Definitely you can all agree that the music has gone far. Our movies have gone far. But does our movie portray the story that we want? Or does it portray the story that we complain about? One day I went to the market when then people used to buy the CDs and the DVDs. In the market, went to buy the CDs, and just as many as people as sitting here. About 7 of us all in the shop. And after picking all my CDs and stuff like that, and I just asked one person, I said, oh, so do you go to witchcraft babalawos? And he looked at me and like, no. I said the other one, no. Have you taken somebody's partner? No. So out of the 6 or so gathered in this shop, none of you have done this thing. So immediately for me is, you're gonna sub it. 100% person saw it, because 6 is 100% example. All the 6 people said no, they have never committed any bad thing. But the movie represents 100%, whatever you may call it. So, so my sample basically is 100% of these people, this culture, this country, they don't do what the movie has shown us. So who are the people that go to the Babalawos? Who are the people that kill in order to make sure that the neighbor doesn't succeed? But of course we say it's narrative, isn't it? Yeah. It's narrative. That's the detail about movie. So while you can say in the West they have the narratives as well, but their narrative is super genic and stuff like that. But you can still see the beautiful stories of success. So we as Africans, we as Black people, likewise, we need to compete across all this board, across all this level, to show that we have the capacity. It's not just on the natural resources that Africa has, which God has positioned in that place. It's the question of what are we going to do with this natural resources. So we that are in the diaspora, what are we taking back? And can we sustain? Can we survive when we go back to the African continent? And the answer is yes, we can. But you see, not everybody has the same calling. Some of us that are here, we said our role was to come and do what we are doing in order for us to provide a platform for Africa. While at the same time, those who can should. But anything we want to sell, we talk about China, we talk about UK, they have regulators and they have certification. So as much as, for example, we want to export something from Africa to here, they have rules, they have policy, they have papers, and they will tell you, for example, the water you're bringing, the yam you want to bring in, has to go through this process before we can allow it to come here. And that's why, for example, even in the United Kingdom, Chinese product has to go through European certification. If they don't follow, it won't come here. Then the new market goes to your side. Do we have the same thing? So don't blame somebody who is selling a product and succeed in selling it to you. You too have a product. We have service. So let's give our service to the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. That's gone deeper than we expected for. I love it, and I always vote for this. It's not like I never vote for this, but yeah. So a big thank you. The day still goes on at 3 o'clock, 3 p.m. We'll start